Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. What a game we witnessed. Pakistan, South Africa, third T20. I just want to start from the man himself, Babar Azam. What a game! What composure he showed. It was a complete masterclass from his side. One thing I really like about Babar's innings is the way he plays the ball late. Today he was inducted as the number one ODI batsman in the world. So he was coming off that joy, and just to look at the consistency that he showed was it was amazing to look at. The way he and Rizwan batted together. I'm going to come to that later, but for now let's focus solely on him. One thing I liked was his defense. It was compact. He didn't throw himself at the ball. He waited for the ball. He got set in the beginning, and you're chasing a big total. Many batsmen would have the inclination to go big from the start to release the pressure later on, but Babar wasn't like that. He took his time, he played well, and I think that's what counts. Coming to another critical factor about Babar, last game, I don't know if you noticed, but he was using a different Grinicles bat. It was the yellow one, whereas he's much more comfortable with the blue one. So if you saw him, he changed his bat midway last game in the innings. So I didn't really understand why he used the yellow bat in the first place. So I think he should just stick with that blue bat, the Blue Max Grinicles bat from now. And moving on, I feel Babar is not naturally a sweeper of the ball. He's not naturally a big six hitter, as Ramiz Raja pointed out. However, I feel that when he did use those shots, he executed them pretty well. And my favorite of them was just the beautiful cover drive that he just played throughout, on and off, and his power, the power hitting that happened later on was remarkable. So that was it for Babar Azam. Let's move on to the bowling aspect of the game today. Overall, I feel it was a super sport pitch. It wasn't good for the bowlers at all. South Africa, I feel, they had extra spinners, but I feel for us, what we could have done is we could have stuck with Usman Khader. Why I constantly take his name is because I feel that he's a player that offers you that X factor. He offers you that, when you're not doing well, he offers you that different alternative to move on to. And unfortunately, we didn't have that today. We only had one spinner, Mohammad Nawaz. And one spinner is limited to 4 overs only. So in this first over, if he doesn't do well, he only has 3 overs left to perform. And, pace, they were so smashing us. Malan, Markram, they played extremely well and well for 50s. So I feel the spinner makes the difference here. So the batsman or the captain in this sense has to have that confidence in the bowler. Just like Babar showed that confidence in Fakhar Zaman, I feel he needs to show it in Usman Khader. And we need to continue with that amazing spinner, because I feel that can do wonders for the Pakistan team. Yes, he's first time playing in South Africa. Yes, he has those nerves. So that will take time to dissolve as well. Like Nawaz is experienced as well. So with experience, comes just the way to play in each condition. And it's all about the mental aspect of the game, as I keep mentioning, challenging yourself against big players. Last game, I felt we got a bit overconfident. The players went to India to play IPL, so we weren't really fully focused on that. But this game, I feel we took them seriously, and we looked at our strengths. Before looking at any weaknesses, we first look at your own strengths and you analyze, this is the game from our side. We understand our own weaknesses, and that's how you can move forward from there. The changes in the game, Asif Ali was brought into the team. Now, I don't quite understand why he was brought into the team, although I feel that, yes, we did lack some runs, especially towards the back end of the game last time, so I understand why they sort of brought Asif Ali. But I feel when you're playing Haider Ali, when you're playing Asif Ali, when you're playing players that don't perform so consistently, the captain's role is to pick his top player from either from this guy or that guy. You have to pick your most performing player out of maybe the 4 out of 10 or the 5 out of 10 performers, because Haider Ali is not going to perform every time. We know that. We saw that in the last game. So it was a risk picking Asif Ali. Luckily, it didn't come down to that, because our top 3 finished it off. But in the situation, as my partner Ali keeps mentioning, when the World Cup is coming, we need to give our middle order some strength. We need to give them some tough situations to face. So we should only pick Asif Ali if we're sure that we're going to select him in the T20 World Cup. We should not go with someone that we should not invest in someone if we're not going to play him in the World Cup. I've always held that position throughout. So coming back to this, just moving on to Rizwan now. I feel Rizwan plays a very, composed innings. He's a team player, as we all know. The way that he supported Babar Azam was, impeccable, or it was amazing to see, because he kept giving him the strike, and he understood that Babar needs, Babar is going to take the charge now. So he kept giving him that motivation and the support that, each batsman needs when they're performing, that positive energy. So Rizwan, hats off to him for that. One more thing I noticed was the amazing chemistry that existed between Rizwan and Babar. Now, many people don't understand that when you're forming a partnership, one of the most important elements is the chemistry that you have between both the batsmen. Despite Babar and Rizwan having similar styles, them both being of like a relatively similar stature, they both were able to maximize, each form of the game. They both took singles, they both played well. So in that sense, it can work. However, I still feel when chasing a big target, you need to have a hitter or explosive player and organized or a stabilized a stabilizer in that regard, because I feel that offers two different dimensions, and that sort of confuses the bowlers as to what option to look at. Today it worked. Fakhar Zaman came in right at the end. He was able to explode, but I still feel today it worked, but we need to be absolutely sure that Rizwan will get going, because Rizwan has the tendency to take some balls before he starts, and that can adversely affect the team. We saw it with Shadab before. Many batsmen try to do that. They try to take those first 10 balls. It's worked with Fakhar, but it doesn't work with everyone. So I just feel like we need to work on that. We need to test multiple combinations in opening. Coming to Sharjeel now, the interesting topic of the match, I feel testing him in one game and letting him go was not fair at all. Regardless of what people might say, he was too fast at the ball. It was his first game, he's playing in a different country, a new pitch. 100% he's experienced, but I still feel that Sharjeel should have been given another go. Just to give him that confidence, So yeah, I don't feel it's right to bring in a player and then drop them just based on one performance. And we saw this with Abdullah Shafiq before in New Zealand, especially. We saw this with some other players, and some players who weren't even tested back in the other tournaments. So we need to test the players that we bring, and we need to have that full faith in them, when they're chosen, that, okay, you're going to perform and you're going to give the best for the team. Not everyone can perform on the day, but we need to at least give them that chance of performing, as opposed to... So I always have this 2-game policy that I believe. It worked with Danish Aziz, you gave him that 2 games and he didn't perform all right. But just giving someone 1 game to perform, I don't think that's the way to go about it. So for the next game, I really feel that we should stick with the same 11, despite... I would suggest to remove Asif Ali and pick Usman Qadir again. But if Misbah or Babar feel that they want to work on the middle order, then yeah, I agree with Asif Ali. Although I reiterate my old point that these players, Asif Ali, Haider Ali, both these players have the tendency to perform maybe 4 out of 10 times. Maximum 5 out of 10 times. I haven't seen it from more from them. It was Fakhar before as well, but Fakhar has recently picked up, and I think that doesn't apply for him anymore. So Babar needs to sincerely choose which of these players he wants to pick in his team. I think he should only go for one of them, because when you have 2 inconsistent players, it's not going to go good for you as a team. So we need to be sure on that. Moving on to the next game, I feel that we should not be overconfident. We should stick to our principles, and we shouldn't have a heavy reliance on Babar. Rizwan picked up today, but next game, I want to see a solid bowling effort from the whole team. Yes, you can argue that South Africa faced the issues as well, but that's because, their main bowling attack went on to play the IPL. So we're a world-class bowling attack, and I want to see, a solid bowling performance, and I think that has to happen if we have a spinner in the side. We have to have Usman Qadir. I don't know about bringing Danish Aziz. I'm not too happy with the way he performed, but maybe at the end, maybe once we've finished off the series, once we've won the series, maybe we can give him a chance. Maybe we can give Abdullah Shafiq a chance. But on the other hand, yeah, I just feel like it was a really good game. It was fun to watch, classical batting, and a masterclass by Babar Azam. It was a joy to watch. And for all young batsmen, just the way that he batted, and his wrist was injured a little bit, as far as I noticed during the game, and still he managed to control the game. He managed to hit the bad balls away. So, that's the true mark of a batsman, and we wish him the best of luck. And as he mentioned in his interview today, He's looking towards a Test ranking #1 now. So that's the mark of a player that aspires to be a legend in the future, because Test cricket is the best cricket. Let's be honest about that. So that's it for today, and I'd just like to thank everyone. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And yeah, thank you. Assalamu alaikum.